Welcome back to episode 78 of the Shy Sports Weekly podcast. Double, triple welcome back. We haven't recorded an episode in a couple of weeks, boys. How are we doing?
We haven't recorded an episode since last year.
That's
Think
right.
about that. People forget that. It's good to be back.
That's
Look
a
at
great
you.
water cooler joke right there.
Nailed that one. You look like a little Eskimo there. You got a nice little foreskin hoodie popping around.
It's cold in Chicago.
Yeah, you got the hood up.
Yep.
I like it. It's not that cold. It's a brisk 39 right now. Are you kidding me? We might go outside and grill.
That's true. I went for a run outside today. So
Sick brag.
It's day drinking weather right now.
That's true. We were passing on the way home. I was passing a brewery, and there's people sitting outside by a bonfire, and I was thinking this is kind of crazy. But at the same time, I was like, you know what? It's high 30s. This is actually the perfect weather for a bonfire.
Yeah, it's a little aggressive, but it's fine.
It's nothing like what we had over.
I'll pick. I'm in a good mood.
It's nothing like what we had over Christmas break there when it felt like it literally negative 30.
Right.
I would go outside to let the dogs out, and I hit boogers just like they would freeze instantly.
Yeah.
Trust me. And I know I have a lot of boogers. I love picking my nose, but they would freeze like within seconds.
Your lungs just start hurting. That's Midwest tough right there.
But hey, we're built different. No, that's my lungs are hurting because I smoked a lot.
Built Ford tough.
I accidentally inhaled a cigar 2 weeks prior. What's new though? How was Christmas? How was your New Year's?
Other than the year, not much is new.
Nailed it too.
You guys got any resolutions?
I've never in my life had a New Year's win more bets.
Just be better. That's my resolution. Just be better.
Yeah,
that's pretty big.
To be honest, though, as crazy as this might sound, I'm thinking about trying to do dry February.
The shortest month of the year.
Yeah. Convenient.
Shortest month of the year, and I wasn't gonna like shock myself and immediately dive into it in January. I'm prepared for this type of behavior.
I'm curious, how would that just completely shock you? It's not like, I mean, it's just a month.
It would just kind of, I don't know, it would sneak up on you and come quickly. Or I feel like
you Rick Pitino.
Yeah, exactly. 11 seconds.
Nailed it.
You got some time to think about it. Get ready for it.
Are you sure you're gonna be able to do that? I mean, the Super Bowl.
I have less obligations in February.
Like you have the Super Bowl, Valentine's Day, President's Day. How are you gonna do that?
That's it though. It's really just the Super Bowl, honestly.
And you're not gonna drink for the Super Bowl.
Gonna try not to.
Yeah. Okay. You want to go to Boondocks?
We could track my journey along the way.
I'm gonna venture to say you have over under. I mean, you're gonna drink. There's no way you could go a full month without drinking. I don't believe you. I don't have faith in you.
Now you're making me want to do it.
Making you want to drink? Yeah, I know.
No.
It's easy.
Well, but also just do it like completely right and not drink at all, not a drop in February.
All it's gonna take is one text on like a random Tuesday from Van Dyke saying, "Hey, I'm coming in this weekend." And next thing you know, we're blacked out at 3 a.m. at a bar in Chicago.
That's a special occasion.
Screaming at each other about Mitch Trubisky highlights.
I think you got some for us, don't you? For the On This Days.
Bumming heaters off people. Yeah, this one is tomorrow. Let's see, January 10th, 2021. Mitch Trubisky, final game as a Chicago Bear, but he wins the MVP. What is it? Nickelodeon Valuable Player? Is that what it stands for?
I think so.
The Nick Valuable Player.
It's like the blimp trophy, right?
What's funny is I actually the other day was looking up highlights of that game. Do you remember Javon Wims just dropped the easiest touchdown ever?
Yes.
Oh God, cringeworthy. That was actually a dart and a half by Mitch.
Right.
Laid it in
like they might have won that playoff game if he caught that.
He laid it right in the breadbasket. I mean, that's a stretch. It would have made the game 7-7 in the first quarter.
Never know what could happen after that.
And then the second, I guess the only touchdown the Bears scored was on the very final play of the game. I remember this because I had the Bears plus 11.5. They score a touchdown to make it 21-9 in the last seconds, and they don't kick the extra point, but it was a sick catch by Jimmy Graham. A one-handed, like, I'll say it kind of looked like an Odell-esque catch.
He was like, Jimmy Graham was like a dirty fetish for either Matt Nagy or the Bears offensive coordinator that season. Like
for me.
It's like I think they had Cole Kmet on the team, and they were just throwing to like a bag of dust in Jimmy Graham.
Yeah, the ghost or the corpse of Jimmy Graham.
Literally the ghost of Jimmy Graham.
We should talk about Cole Kmet really quick because he's actually been phenomenal the second half of the year here. Did you know that since I think it's week 8, all of his receiving touchdowns for one have come after week 8. He's got 7 of them on the year. That's like 5th best in the NFL.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think in 3-game stretch where he had 5, like he had back-to-back games with 2 each, right?
I mean, that would be, yeah. Oh, yeah, I guess I thought you said 3 in a row, but yeah, my math was off there.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's really good. And to be honest, I like his touchdown celebration, little home run dance.
Tight end is not a position the Bears need to address this offseason.
No. But, as we're watching.
But that is not one of them.
What's funny, as we're watching the national championship game, this Brock Bowers guy, I like him. He's flexible. He's got oily hips.
What about Ladd McConkey?
Yeah, I know, dude. I can't believe that's his first name. I thought someone was fucking with me when they said that. I was like, his name is Ladd.
I mean, this team is like a Bill Belichick dream.
Yeah, I'm gonna say put this team on Pornhub.
Just sick fantasy
for Billy B.
If they didn't have Mac Jones and Bailey Zappi, I guarantee you they'd be drafting Stetson Bennett in like the 6th round.
They still might.
I was gonna say, dude,
they still might.
Why would they? What's crazy is Stetson Bennett, allegedly, I'm not looking it up. He's older than Joe Burrow and Lamar Jackson.
I mean, he's 25, so.
Ty, can you fact check that? I need it to the date. I don't want to just look at 25. Show me who's the oldest.
Reading a bunch of tweets that's like Stetson Bennett was in high school while most of the seniors in this game were in 5th grade.
Fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Is that real? I mean, like what, a freshman in high school?
It is.
I mean, yeah. I love cherry picking stats.
Lamar
like
Jackson's 26 now. His birthday was 2 days ago, so.
Oh, happy birthday, Lamar.
I got to admit, Stetson looks good in this first half right now. Like, he looks quick.
Yeah, he does.
That's just TCU's defense being awful, him being fast, or some combination of both.
You know what's weird is in the college football playoff, they have an MVP for the playoff games themselves, like the semifinals game.
Yeah.
So he's been the MVP in all 3 games that he's played in, which is, I mean, obviously good for him, but I think it's just odd overall that they have an MVP in the semifinal game.
I feel like there is something to be said about like stepping up on a big stage or being a gamer like that, you know? Someone's going to give him a chance. Like, he's going to find his way on an NFL roster next year.
I mean, you don't win 2 national championships and suck as a quarterback. I mean, he's slinging it around. Some of these guys are wide open, though. I'll tell you that now. And I know nobody gives a fuck about this game who's listening to it, but we're just off the cuff right now.
Yeah, we are.
For what it's worth,
we have no outline.
Joe Burrow is almost a whole year older than Stetson Bennett, so
all these people online are wrong.
Yeah.
Why don't we?
That kind of makes me happy.
Since we're talking about college football and Stetson Bennett being drafted in the 6th round by the Patriots, why don't we segue over to the Bears?
Oh, we have 2 more on this days, but we could segue on.
Welcome.
They're Bears segues anyway.
No, we can do them if you want.
Real quick on the tip. January 14th, 2007, the Bears beat the Seahawks 27-24 behind a Robbie Gould 49-yard field goal in overtime. And then January 26th, 2011, the Bears beat the Seahawks. I think it's 35-24. I'm literally just going off the cuff. I have nothing in front of me. I'm looking at your face. Cutler he had 2 picks. He might have had 2 picks. He had 2 rushing touchdowns, 2 passing touchdowns. Max, what do you remember about either of those games?
I'll be honest with you, not much. I feel what's
Jesus
weird.
Christ.
I feel like I remember the 05 game better than the.
Well, it was in 07, so.
07. I thought they beat Seattle on their way to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's the 06 season.
Okay.
The next, you know how it goes into the next season or the next calendar year.
Okay. So I meant 06. I feel like I remember the 06 season game more than the one that happened 5 years later.
Oh yeah, 100%. I remember. I think there was a big stop by Lance Briggs at like 3rd and 1 at midfield with like 30 seconds left. They could have put the Seahawks in field goal range to win it. And you remember Rasheed Davis?
Oh yeah.
Rex hit him on up the field probably like a 30-yard gain in overtime, and he had the sickest celebration, and it was like he just ripped his chest open.
I feel like I don't know what a starting five of Bears wide receivers.
No, we can't. I don't think we can.
It'd be fun.
That's our starting five today. Ty, can you do that?
There's probably no way, but I'll just Google it.
You'll Google it.
I'll figure it out, dude. I know my number one, so it's whatever.
I mean, are we doing best wide receivers? Like actually best?
I mean, anything that come to mind. I'm gonna go probably by talent to start in the first round.
You guys go by talent. I'm gonna go by nostalgia factor.
I mean, if you can name five, that'd be pretty impressive, to be honest.
Google helps.
I don't remember did they have the two Manning brothers? Are the Ricky and Daniel Manning?
I believe they did. I think you're right.
Remember, he had a pick late in the fourth that right after Rex threw a pick right through Moose's hands. I actually remember a lot from this game. Rex threw a sexy deep ball to Bernard Berrien. One thing about Rex, you couldn't throw anywhere except over 50 yards.
That was
the sweet spot.
He did throw a good deep ball. I do remember that about him.
If it was behind the line of scrimmage to 49 yards, good luck. Over 50, he is a Hall of Famer.
Right.
It's actually unbelievable.
I feel like I have a better memory of the Super Bowl run team or the playoffs because it was like a way more significant or memorable season, you know? Like everything with Cutler kind of just felt blurry and blended together.
It was fake.
Yeah.
Not that Rex Grossman felt real. What'd you say?
So even though they did make an NFC championship.
Yeah, which is kind of crazy to think about it. And then for the 2011 game, honestly, God, only thing I remember is the first touchdown pass to, was it Greg Olsen? It was like, I'll say it again, like a 60-yard pass or 60-yard catch and run to Greg Olsen over the middle. And then I'm trying to think what else. I know they were up huge at one point. Besides that, no idea. This was the beast mode Seahawks they beat.
Yeah, it was.
But after that, I don't know.
I fucking hate Mike Martz for
trading Greg Olsen,
ridding the Bears of Greg Olsen because he didn't believe in tight ends. I don't know what that means.
Ooh, that's another good starting five. Just the worst Mikes ever.
Yeah.
Martz, number one.
Martz is up there.
I like that. All right, now we could talk about the Bears, the real Bears. Go ahead, give it to me.
About as exciting of an NFL Sunday as we've had in Chicago in a long time. Probably since like week 1 or week 3, honestly.
Did you see how fast the Texans canned Lovie?
Yes.
4 hours after the game, they're like, you know what?
It happened so quickly.
Fuck you.
Leads me to believe, or makes me want to believe, that he knew he was getting fired. They probably told him to lose this game, but he was like, fuck this. I'm going out a hero in Chicago and I'm winning this for the Bears.
If you look at the Texans' last drive there, they had 2 4th and long conversions, 4th and 12 to Brandon Cooks on the sideline. I don't know how long of a pass it was. I'll say it was probably 25 yards. And then they had that 4th and 20 where Davis Mills scrambled to his right.
Basically a Hail Mary.
Yeah, just tosses up a Hail Mary for all intents and purposes. And the DB on the Colts, literally, he just whiffed, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That was awesome. I literally gasped. I was like, oh. It was amazing.
Straight 4th downs. Like, obviously, they don't want you to tank in the NFL, but like, you could very easily like throw an incompletion on 4th down to lose the game. You know?
Yeah. Or even, you know what, you get the touchdown and it's like, let's just draw up like a very shitty 2-point conversion play.
Right.
Like, but no, you know what? Lovie plays to win the game, and that's why I love him. I tweeted out that was his biggest win since the NFC Championship game in 06.
Literally.
I mean, it really is.
That was legendary. Chicago sports Twitter was firing off. They want a statue built. I agree. Honestly, the Bears should literally just offer him, like, if he doesn't find a job anywhere, the Bears should find something for him to do.
Well, I was thinking about this. Since the Texans fired him, obviously he can sign wherever he wants. If you're the Bears, why would you not hire him as a
quality controls coach or whatever?
Yeah, like a consultant. Yeah. Give him some title where he's just back with the organization. I think fans like him enough. I mean, it's literally
upstairs during the game. He can stay warm. He doesn't have to go down on the sideline.
Yeah, And you know what? He can tell you who the Texans were leaning towards picking, and then you could just really just bend them over again and fuck them.
I love that.
So it's like a little sabotage sesh. So I like Lovie. I like him that way. I want him to come back.
It was a nice revitalization or revival of Lovie Smith in Chicago. Like I don't want to say he was dead, but he was just like everyone was kind of indifferent about him. Like you don't hear about him much, and then it was just like this was the perfect way to just cement yourself as a Bears legend.
See, I almost think it was the opposite, not the complete opposite, but I almost think people were even before yesterday, people liked Lovie. They were definitely appreciative of Lovie.
No disrespect for sure.
Yeah, they were. I mean, since the Bears fired him, I mean, what I tweeted out the other day, they were 81-63 with him, and then they're like 63-94 without him in the 10 year since. So,
plus he coached Illinois.
Yeah, exactly. And he's not to say a local product, but he's an Illinois guy.
Right.
Secondly,
right.
I've already started looking at mock drafts. I started looking instantly.
My thought process around the whole thing is like now that they have one, it's no discussion. Like there's gonna be discussions, but no discussion about holding on to the pick. Like they have to trade it, right?
Absolutely.
Like there's
absolutely
no way you don't trade it. And I don't know what kind of offers are gonna come across Ryan Pohl's desk.
I want to fleece somebody.
But I think best case scenario is you trade down with the Texans and then you're sitting 2. And then you have the ability to decide, all right, do we want to take whoever we want, like Will Anderson, or let's say they want Jalen Carter. I think Will Anderson would be the pick. Or then you have the option to then make another trade with like the Colts or something.
So this is what I'm thinking. What if they traded the 2? They got the Texans number 2 pick, and then the Texans have the 12th overall pick from the Browns. So they got their 2 first rounders this year.
Yep.
And they traded number 2 to the Colts for number 4 this year.
Yep.
Their first rounder next year, and then like 2 second rounders.
Right.
So now you're just amassing a ton of capital. You're still in a very good spot to get either Will Anderson or Jalen Carter.
Yeah.
You have the 12th pick where you can get a receiver, or if you want to go to the O-line or whatever. I don't know. I'm not like I'm the trade expert. I'm not the scout over here.
Right.
Are you talking to me, Ty? Are you saying is my mic on or Max?
No, Max. Max's mic either is soft or not plugged in. Can't tell.
Yeah, it should be on. Here, let's see.
Just
How
turn.
about now? Did that help?
Do the echo thing.
Yeah, do the echo.
Justin Fields.
Nope. Your mic is not on. Called it. Knew it.
It
Bingo.
hasn't been on this whole time.
Nailed it. I thought you sounded soft, dude. I mean, you are soft.
I thought you were soft, dude.
It's a separate issue.
I mean, yeah, completely separate issue. But
Are we keeping all this in?
oh yeah, we're gonna keep it. It's cool.
How's this?
Way better. Thank you.
How's this?
So much better, dude.
Is it fixed now?
Yeah, it's. I mean, you didn't sound terrible. It was just a little soft.
Oh.
Oh, we're back, dude.
Yeah, there he is. It was like he had like half a bottle or full bottle of Crown Royal or something.
Welcome back to episode 78 of the Sky Sports League.
That's the trick there. Anyways, back to my mock draft. I don't even know what I was saying, to be honest with you, but yeah, get the 4th pick, the 12th pick, like a couple second rounders this year, a first rounder or 2 next year, and a second rounder next year, and it's like it's good night, Jim Kite. I think the Bears might win the Super Bowl every year.
I 100% agree with your logic.
And I don't think that's that unattainable.
And who knows how
winning the Super Bowl every year.
You know, the negotiations are gonna heat up and elevate. Like, who knows how desperate one team's gonna get? You know, so
I think to be honest, I think if there's any team that's gonna be just very desperate, it's gonna
Frank
be
Reich.
Well, Frank Reich's not there, but yeah,
Jim Irsay.
Yeah, Jim Irsay, Chris Ballard. I don't know how Chris Ballard still has a job, to be honest, but I'm glad he does because he's going to be in a prime position just to get bent over and get fleeced.
The best part, and now all these teams have the full offseason to think and sleep and think about which quarterback they want.
To think and sleep and think.
Completely just get googly eyed over one player and be like, all right, I will do anything at all costs to go trade up with this guy.
And I guess the good thing for the Bears is that there's really, CJ Stroud, Bryce Young, and Will Levis are the top 3 quarterbacks. I don't know how close Will Levis is to the top 2. Like, I don't know if it's,
I don't
I'm
think it's
saying Madden ratings. I don't know if they're all like, 75, 74, and then like 73, or it's like 75, 74, and then like 66.
I feel like there's a noticeable drop off, but I mean, could be wrong. Look at Trubisky.
See, the thing
Ryan
about,
Pace saw something in him.
and now Ryan Pace saw himself out of a job. I think with the quarterbacks, and this is hot take, just like it being an old man meatball. There's got to be something though to just being a pure winner. Like in college, Deshaun Watson, like he won the national championship. He was in the national championship. He's in the college football playoff.
Right.
Mitch played 1 season. And I know you could say like Mahomes didn't play for a winning program. He just put up a lot of yards in the Big 12. And you're right, that is a counterpoint to that argument. However, look at Deshaun Watson. I mean, or look at Justin Fields, look at Trevor Lawrence. Those guys are top quarterbacks, but in winning programs. Mac Jones, or what's his name? Zach Wilson. How the hell did he get drafted 2nd overall? He went to fucking BYU. Trey Lance. I know he really hasn't played. So you could say the jury's out on him, but I don't know. I really don't know what the way Brock Purdy is. The way Brock Purdy's playing, I don't know if he's going to get another chance. I think there is something to say for teams drafting quarterbacks who are like from winning programs.
Right. No, I agree with you.
And Will Levis, they suck this year.
Yeah, that's true.
So I think
in the eye of the beholder.
I think in a way that does benefit the Bears, that there's really 2 top quarterbacks in this draft.
And there's an argument for either of them to be number 1.
Yeah. And I saw people yesterday saying that like the Bears having Justin Fields are, losing leverage for that number 1 pick. It's like, well, no, because if they didn't have Justin Fields, they would just fucking use the number 1 pick on a quarterback.
Yeah.
But now since they have Justin Fields, now it's a bidding war between the other 29 teams in the league, or 31 teams in the league.
I feel like it's people just trying to make headlines and cause a stir, but I won't even listen to anyone that's saying, do the Bears trade Justin Fields and take Bryce Young? Like, why? Come on.
You should have had an hour ride in, an hour ride out to work today. That was literally all talk radio was about.
Just don't even move on from that. That is not even an option in my book.
Do you know what the having the number 1 pick and trading it for a quarterback is? It's like the scene in Wolf of Wall Street where he's like, "Sell me this pen." And he's like, "Write your name down. I don't have a pen." And he goes, "Here, supply and demand."
Right.
Like, okay, you want them? You don't have a quarterback? All right, give me all your picks then. I'll give you a quarterback.
Exactly.
Like I feel like it's simple economics right here.
This guy, Justin Fields. Now they basically upgraded their offense. What, week 5? Would you say 4 or 5? Is that kind of when you feel like they?
Week 7, it was.
Week 7. All right, so that's when they implemented the read option, or they started
the Pats game.
Yeah, and doing zone reads more and getting him out in space. Like, if they were doing that the whole season, he absolutely obliterates the single season rushing record yards. Single season rushing yardage record for a quarterback.
Did you just have a seizure?
Yes.
I agree. No, I completely agree.
So how are you if you have a talent like that and you're under center, why is there any form of consideration of moving him and taking a chance on another guy who you really have no idea how he's going to turn out?
There isn't. There really isn't. And I think, to be honest, in my own opinion, I think the last 3 or 4 weeks of the season, I know they sat him yesterday, but I think they had a more simplified game plan just so they weren't risking injury with him. They didn't want to risk any long-term effect that was going to hinder him next season. So they probably had a plan.
He could probably use some work as a passer. There's no doubt he needs to develop there a little bit. But he's shown flashes. He's made some great downfield throws. And he, since that Pats game, he was rarely making any mistakes as far as interceptions or bad throws go. He was reading through his progressions great. Get the guy a legitimate receiver. He's played with no disrespect to Darnell Mooney, but
no respect to him though.
No respect or disrespect. It feels like he's played with at best a fringe wide receiver too. And I don't know. I just
and behind a a wet paper bag of an offensive line.
It just frustrates me that people are even wasting airtime on the notion of trading Justin Fields.
No. And I mean, I think the only way, and again, I'm going to preface this by saying I don't think you should trade Justin Fields. The only way you do is if somebody offers you just an out of this world deal. Like if it's like 4 first-round picks and like 3 second-round picks, like where you could just completely overhaul your franchise essentially.
Right. And that's the only way you're really entertaining.
And still get a quarterback though. It's like if the Texans give you like, their 3 first, like the 2 and the 12, and then 2 or 3 more first rounders and like 2 more second rounders. Yeah. By the way, Molly McGrath is an absolute missile and a half. But I think that's the only way you trade Justin Fields. Besides that,
good. I'm glad we're on the same page.
Sign off.
So back to reality, where the draft and trading picks gets tricky to me is like the Cardinals are picking 3rd, and they're clearly set at quarterback. I feel like for the most part, they're set on offense. Like DeAndre Hopkins is going to walk in free agency, but or I don't know if like he's on the trade market, but it doesn't sound like he's going to be on the roster next year. JJ Watt's retiring. They're losing another, I guess their team leader, second team leader in sacks to free agency. Like they are definitely going to be looking for, I feel like, an edge rusher. So I feel like if Will Anderson is there at 3, they're going to take him.
Yeah, I mean, there's a good possibility. And so the Bears, I guess if the Bears.
And to me, I feel like he's just the most talented player in the draft on both sides of the ball. So I just feel like I don't want to miss out on him.
See, where my focus between Jalen Carter and Will Anderson, I'm not going to speculate on who's better. I don't watch enough college football to say who's who. Will Anderson could walk and punch me in the face. I wouldn't even know who he is. I mean, I guess I'd have an idea, but.
But they're different style players. Like, wouldn't you rather have an edge rusher than a nose tackle?
Is Jalen Carter's a nose tackle, right?
Yeah.
I just want whoever gets to the quarterback more.
Right.
Who gets to the quarterback more? Will Anderson?
I'm not 100% familiar with their stats, but yeah, I watched Anderson play a few times, and I feel like he's just always in the mix, and he's just wreaking havoc at all times. Not to say that same isn't true about Carter, but
I saw one tweet from, I don't even know who it was from. I saw one tweet that said Will Anderson's number should be retired at Alabama, but I guess Alabama doesn't retire numbers, so take that for what it's worth. So put that in your pipe and smoke it.
I just feel like where the NFL is headed, you'd rather, I guess, make it a priority to have a premier edge rusher get to the quarterback,
Yeah, I would agree. I think the game is the oldest adage in football. The game is won and lost in the trenches. The Bears need to, 1, protect the quarterback, revamp the shit out of their offensive line, and 2, get to the quarterback because their front 4 this year was awful.
Yep.
Their secondary, I mean, I'm not going to say they're world beaters, but they're not terrible. No, I mean, I'd feel comfortable if they had a solid front 4. I'd be completely comfortable with the secondary that they had. Brisker showed out. And Kyler Gordon, I think he'll progress more.
So as far as priorities go, like how do you rank offensive line, defensive line, or edge rushers, or like pressuring the quarterback, defensive backfield, and wide receiver? Like, what is order of importance there?
This isn't answering your question. I think the most important position though, draft picks. Get all the draft picks you can.
Capital.
Yeah, because you know what? Because all those fucking positions need help.
Right. This team needs.
They're not like 1 or 2 pieces away. They're like 7 or 8 pieces from being 500.
That's true. I do feel like I almost feel like they can, and it almost takes time to like develop an offensive lineman. Like I feel like it's rare that they just come out of college and are immediately great or like hugely impactful. So
what's funny is that they drafted Braxton Jones last year, I think in the 5th round. He's the only one that played
every snap.
I know.
Yep.
Which is, you're right though. It is, even a first round, they're very rare to find.
So I feel like if you could take a slam dunk on defense like Anderson and then just kind of fill in the gaps at offensive line through free agency, there's some talented guys out there, talented options out there. Like, I don't know. I feel like that makes sense in my head, but what do I know?
Yeah. And ideally, I think the skill positions are always the sexy positions to look at for a mock draft. I don't know I know one lineman. Is it Peter Skaronsky from Northwestern?
Yeah.
but I only know him because he's from Park Ridge. Like besides that, I don't know. So I can't even. What I'm good at is finding ways to get more draft picks.
Yeah.
You do the rest.
Yeah.
I did my guy. I did my guy. I did my job. I had my guy. You do your
It's
job.
gonna be interesting. I mean, I feel like what more could Ryan Poles ask for this offseason? You know, like
This was almost the perfect season for him. Like you get the first overall pick. Justin Fields, in my opinion, showed that he is the guy for the future.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, going into this season, let's think about this. Like, we felt good about Justin Fields. We didn't feel great. Like, think of some of the stuff we watched him do this season. Like, it's almost like mind blowing.
Kyle
like,
needs the Jergens.
Like
I literally just readjusted my shorts.
He's the guy until he gives you real reason to believe that he's not the guy. Like, put him like, we'll see what he does with real weapons, and maybe in like a competitive season, he can't do it. Then that's when you reassess.
I don't know. You look at the Jets, for example. They had Zach Wilson, number 2. Not to say that they had somebody who was in place already, but they took, I'm just saying overall quarterbacks are an unknown. So you're going to take somebody who is not I would say Justin Fields is not an unknown. Say this season is his floor. Like he's not going to, in my opinion, he's not going to regress from what he is this year. Say this is his floor. That's a pretty damn good floor, right? With a shitty offensive line, with a shitty receiving core, just a shitty team overall.
Right.
That's a pretty good floor to have. Put some weapons around him, get him some protection, and I think he really could flourish. So, yes, there's less than 0% chance that I think they should trade him or move on from him.
Right. But as far as like where you want to be in a GM shoes, like you have draft picks, you have the first overall pick, and you basically have like arguably a top 5 to 10 option at quarterback in the NFL right now. Like, pretty good place to be for Ryan Poles.
I know Ryan Poles is definitely not looking at just like Instagram power rankings of quarterbacks, but I feel like the past, I don't know, 10 weeks or so, or 8 weeks, all of them, Justin Fields has been in the top like 12.
Well, here I thought about I was thinking about this myself too, and I ranked quarterbacks in the NFL for next season. Obviously you have Mahomes, Allen, Hurts. Help me out here. Burrow is 4. Any mix of those guys in the top 4, I'm okay with.
You got Brock Purdy.
He might be top 10. And then you got guys like Justin Herbert.
Tua.
Even Trevor Lawrence is up there. The way that
Trevor Lawrence is really good.
Kyler, Lamar Jackson. Like when you get to that second level of guys after the first 4, I feel like Fields is right there.
Yeah, I honestly agree with you. Do you think there's any concern though about? I don't want if he can't run, if he doesn't have his elusiveness, and you look at Lamar right now, he's been hurt the past 6 weeks. I don't know if he's going to play this year or in the playoffs next week. Kyler just tore his ACL. Like if he doesn't have his legs, and it's knock on wood, he doesn't have an injury or lose his mobility. But if he does, he becomes not as effective as he usually is.
That's true.
Touchdown.
Over. I agree with that. I mean, there's no doubt about it. And like,
but also the quarterbacks you'd be drafting in this draft are of the same.
They're gonna move. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so it's.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Like anytime I see Justin Fields take off an open field, or I see him like get hit by a linebacker, it's like I wince a little bit because it's like that's always kind of lurking in the back of your mind. But
because you slammed the door on my my torn ACL before, is that why?
That too, yeah. Sorry. But how many guys in the NFL can just take off from 60 yards out of the end zone and literally blow past all 3 levels of the defense? Like
not many.
You almost have to take your chances.
Time like that. I mean, let's go through the playoff quarterbacks and see who would you rather have, Fields or the playoff quarterback. So I know we said Hurts. I mean, Brock Purdy, you can't really. He's got thrown in there. So the 3 seed is.
I mean, in my opinion,
okay, Kirk Cousins or Justin Fields.
And I don't think that's really that close, to be honest.
Brady or Fields. I mean, I guess I'd say Fields. personally, but that's kind of weird to say. Dak Prescott or Justin Fields?
Fields.
Daniel Jones or Justin Fields?
Tom's making faces at us now. You'd rather have Dak than Fields?
I mean, I'm not I don't know. I'm not the Bears
I think
guy
the
here.
Cowboys are a better team this season with Justin Fields under center than Dak.
Dak has thrown an interception in 7 straight games.
And he was 14 for 37 against the Redskins last year.
Yeah.
For
I
42
guess
yards.
I need to look at just this year. I'm just thinking Dak's career in general. So
You just hear the name. To me, Kyle, it's the top 4 that I mentioned. So Mahomes, Allen, Burrow, and Hurts. And honestly, I feel like
and
what
you think? Go ahead. Sorry.
I feel like what Hurts did this season is like that's where we hope Fields can get to.
Yeah.
So it's like there's no argument right now. I think those 4 guys are definitely you take those 4 over him. But then after that, I honestly, in my opinion, I feel like he's like number 5. It's either him or Justin Herbert.
You have him that high?
Yes.
Or are you just that high? Both.
Probably a little bit of both.
All right. Well, so then I'm assuming you obviously with that logic you would take Fields over Geno Smith.
Yes. You're literally wasting your time listing anyone else.
Let's see. I'm trying to really stump the Schwab here.
To be honest, it's for me, it's like after those 4, then it's close between like Fields, Lawrence, and Herbert.
And you could almost, I would, honest to God, I would agree. I think that's actually a very good comparison.
Yeah.
We're going to have there's going to be so many more like mock drafts and trades. We're literally going to do this every episode for next 4 months here.
But it's
We're
exciting.
going to be arguing in circles about absolutely nothing. But hey, that's what a podcast is, or that's what people do on talk radio.
That's right.
All right, we've definitely beat the Bears into oblivion there. Ty's just nodding his head like, yeah, let's fucking move on.
36 minutes in, all Bears.
All porn.
That's what's relevant right now.
I guess Cubs, they signed Eric Hosmer.
Yep.
He's pretty hot.
Don't hate it. Padres are paying Hosmer to play for the Cubs.
Can you imagine paying somebody $38 million to play against you? That's just
the Rockies.
Fake. That just sounds fake.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what else. I don't know. Cubs conventions this week, but that's there's nothing there.
You going?
Shh. Allegedly. Do you want to just go into some gambling picks and starting 5?
Sure. Let's do it.
Bingo.
All right. So I know we took a couple week hiatus there, but let's see what the draft or the records
If we're
are.
talking gambling, I have to sneak in this bad beat that I saw on Instagram. Someone picked they put like $7 on the Jets Dolphins score.
Oh, I know.
Did you see that?
Yeah, the
It was
worst.
$7 to win like somewhere in the range of $2 to $3 grand, and they picked the exact score. And on the last play, like some lateral bullshit turns into a safety.
Oh my God, I know. I saw that. That was
Even just having Jets plus 3.5, like you lost that too.
yeah. That's like having how I had Illinois on New Year's Day or the second plus
Yes.
3.5, and
Yep.
that was just. I mean, I was going to take a money line, but I didn't. Mike Leach game, I couldn't bet against them completely, but I just thought that was. I mean, for all intents and purposes, I fucking won that bet. The system worked.
I agree.
It just didn't work.
Doesn't account for that.
No, we don't talk about those games though. So in our NFL standings here, the latest update that I had, I'm 30, 18-1. Max, you are in second at 25, 23-1. And Ty, you are 3 under at 23-26. So we're going to do for the playoffs here for at least the first couple rounds this weekend and next weekend. Let's do a favorite, an underdog, and then just one total. You could choose an over and under,
All right.
whatever you want.
Cool.
So Ty, being our last place recipient, you go first.
I'm going Bengals minus 6.5 against the Ravens.
Yeah, that's a good one. I kind of
like that a lot.
Even though I've bet Ravens every week this year.
Yeah,
going
I
against
know.
them.
I was gonna say, dude, you're Lamar's definitely coming.
Setting yourself up for this. It all boils down to this.
It'll
You're
come back to
definitely-
bite me in the dick for sure.
You'll like it. Max.
Man, I think I'll just. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go Niners minus 10 at home against Seattle.
Really?
Yeah, it's a lot of points, but I don't really like any of the other favorites too much.
See, this is where I get in trouble because I'm having a hard time choosing a favorite because I there's some teams I just don't want to win. Like I think the Chargers are -1.5 on the road. I mean, watching that Titans Jags game, that was ugly. That was just an ugly game. I know that. I mean, the Chargers defense is probably just as good as the Titans defense, if not better.
Yeah.
Which in me saying this is actually going to make no sense from a later. I'm just going to say I have the over. I'm picking the over this game. So I don't know where my logic went there, but I'm also going Niners -10.
Is
full circle there.
Is Brock
And we got two
Purdy
picks out here.
starting or is
Yeah, it's
Garoppolo
Brock
back?
Purdy.
Purdy's gonna take them to the Super Bowl, honestly.
Yeah, I think so actually. So Ty, your dog.
I got Bucks +3 versus the Cowboys. It's Tom Brady. Tom
Home
Brady's
dogs
going to
bark.
Tom Brady.
Home goats bark.
People forget that.
Home goats.
Max.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm tempted to take the Giants in Minnesota.
Oh, I want them so bad. If it was four, I would.
Yeah,
But
it's gonna be a tight one. But I'm fading Kyle. I'm taking the Jags at home +1.
I didn't take the Chargers.
I know, but you said that you like the Chargers there.
Yeah, fade me. I'm in first. Fade me, bitch.
I like the Jags.
I'm also taking. Oh, fuck. You know what? I'm gonna take the Bengals or the Ravens +6.5.
It's fade psalm season.
It's fade psalm season. I'm taking the Ravens +6.5. I think Lamar's somehow they're gonna play. I think it's gonna be a tight game, tight-ish game, maybe backdoor cover. Thanks for coming. Ty, your total.
All right, I got that Niners Seahawks game over 42.5.
Is that what it is? 42.
Yeah.
I got it at 43 now.
All right,
Yeah, I
I'll
see
still
43
take
as
it.
well.
Still take it.
Over 43. There you go. Max, I'm sorry. Who was your dog?
It
Jags.
was the Jags at home.
Okay, and your total.
Whatever. I'll go Minnesota and the Giants over 48.5.
That's a good one. I mean, the over hit in the last second, last game.
Yeah,
So-
I had it.
Yeah, you did. I low key think the Giants Vikings game is going to be the best game of the weekend.
Yeah, I think you're probably right.
I think that's just going to be an absolute barn burner.
Yep.
It's going to
Should
go
be
to.
a fun one.
You know what? Sprinkle yes for that one to go to overtime. That's a side pick for me, just for fun.
That game we're at noon. It's
So I got a theory.
Vikings are a lock.
Thank you. Okay, a guy I work with is a big Giants fan, and I was like, "You're lucky that you guys are playing at 3:30. Kirk Cousins is gonna suck."
Right. They don't call him the new nightmare for nothing.
He had no idea about this this Kirk Cousins afternoon compared to the later game slot. It's crazy. It's a real thing though. So
It really is.
I was going to take the Vikings -3 today for our picks, and then I saw they were playing in the afternoon game, so I said, nah.
I'm just fading the Vikings defense here because it is bad. It's porous.
and Brian Dable, I think he has a goatee right now. So that's a guy who means business. Look at Dan Campbell.
I also like the Cowboys Bucks under.
Oh yeah, that game is going to be. That game actually might be over.
You think so?
I don't know because the under looks so obvious. I have no idea. I don't know.
I almost feel like Cowboys -3 is a savvy play too. After they just looked like complete shit. Like I don't trust the Bucks, but whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna say I'm not even gonna touch that one. I'm gonna say over though. Maybe the under. Maybe the under. I'll say the over here. Whatever I say, I'm gonna say over here, and then I'll bet the under. So no matter what happens, I win. I sound smart or I just win. So it's kind of a win-win.
You either sound smart or just lose a bunch of money. It's cool.
Yeah, it's a win-win. All right, starting 5 best college football players. Is that what we're doing? Bears wide receivers.
Bears wide
Bears wide
receivers.
receivers.
Try to keep up here, dude.
All right, Ty, kick us off. Go ahead.
My number one pick, Marcus Robinson Fun fact, he hangs out around the Crystal Lake area often. Just like hangs out at the local dive bars.
Really?
Yeah.
So we're just going random Bears wide receivers.
I told you I'm
Robinson?
doing mine from a nostalgia standpoint, but for what it's worth,
Where's the nostalgia with Marcus Robinson? It sounds like he's just there now.
I thought it was DeMarcus Robinson.
nope. But for what it's worth, he did lead the Bears
That's a guy
in
in the
receiving
Ravens.
Oh, he's on
in
the Ravens.
99 and 2000. So, I mean, he was once upon a time the Bears' best receiver.
Oh, yeah, I definitely know who he is. I don't
Oh, yeah, of course.
I'm
sticking up for his stats to Kyle.
Let's just go random Bears receivers.
No, I'm gonna have
Okay, you could have Brandon Marshall and Alshon. Martian. Sorry, dude. Uga's on my TV here. I got all excited.
All right, who are you taking?
No, you're up next.
Oh, it's me.
Yeah.
Fine, then I'll take Brandon Marshall.
All right. I'm not taking Alshon because he was on that double doink team of the Eagles. So fuck him. I'm gonna take in my first round. I'm gonna take David Terrell. Or is that his name? Right, David Terrell. I had his jersey when I was younger, and then I'm going Rashid Davis. I'm going just random Bears. I'm not going the best, but I'm going Rashid Davis for that catch in the 2006 divisional round playoff in overtime.
I don't mind that at all. That's what this starting five is for, to get these
memories.
guys to run.
This is the nostalgia draft for me and Ty.
But I'm gonna pick the greats too. So I'm gonna go Moose and Muhammad.
Moose. His in the Super Bowl when he had that touchdown, I remember his like the between the legs dance. I don't know. That's
I found out recently. I think in like 2003 or 2004, he was the #1 receiver in all of fantasy.
Yeah, before he came to Chicago, he was.
I knew he was good. I didn't know he was like the best receiver in the
world. Good. Yeah, no, he was actually like awesome.
Watch out for Ladd McConkey. He'll be the next one.
Oh, did he just do something?
I don't know.
You said that, and he just had an end around. I was like, oh my god!
No, I saw his name flash on the screen.
Oh man, you got me excited there. All right, Ty.
Tom, give us two.
He's Googling Bears wide receivers. He's gonna nailed it. Byron Pringle.
My all-time favorite Bears receiver as a child, Marty Booker. Dude,
nice.
Dude was pretty good. Had an 8 touchdown season. Booker. Yeah. Ever heard of him, dude?
Yeah,
I like that pick.
8 touchdowns in 2001, pretty good. And then I'm gonna snake this one in from you. Technically a receiver, Devin Hester, Hall of Famer.
Nice.
Someone
had to do it.
He has caught a touchdown, so yeah, I'll give that to you 100 times.
I'm gonna go Earl Bennett.
Oh, bastard. What college?
He was savvy. Vandy.
Knew it.
Him and Cutler played together in college, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'm gonna go Johnny Knox.
You fucker. It was either Bennett or Johnny Knox.
That was actually exactly where I was going.
Yeah.
Bennett or Johnny Knox. So
what I was gonna say is I feel like the Bears always do this with like a guy like a slot receiver. They try to feature him. Like that's like Johnny Knox is the 2000s Darnell Mooney.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like they try to ask a guy like that to just do way too much. You know?
But I feel like Johnny Knox is way better than Darnell Mooney.
You think so?
I don't know. There's no way to know. Johnny Knox literally got. It's so gross. I feel so bad for him.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, is it my pick again? Shit, I was just waiting on you. I'm gonna go Devin Aroma-Shadu.
Nice.
Bless you.
He had that one sick game in like was it 09 or that 1-6 season? I don't even remember. Signed a big contract. Yep. But yeah, Devin Aroma-Shadu.
Can't wait to see Psalm spell this one when he puts it out on Twitter.
I haven't posted this shit on Twitter ever, so I'm not even writing these down this time. I've been writing this shit down for 77 weeks. It's the first week I said fuck it.
No, someone always posts the draft on Twitter.
Never.
Yeah, Ty. He used to.
For the first
I've seen it a bunch of
10
times.
weeks maybe.
Yeah, it was me for a bit there too, but I know how to spell.
Oh, Dane Sanzenbacher.
What college?
Ohio State.
Nailed it. Damn, you're on today.
Fucking nailed it.
You're buzzing. Buzzing. Ty?
Is it 2 to me right now? My last 2?
Yeah.
All right. This one's pretty interesting here. Do tight ends count?
No.
Sure. No, did Max say no? Then
I say no.
Max said no, so
You have a whole nother tight end draft at some point.
Oh yeah, yeah. You're right. I'm sorry.
We could.
No, you're right. I agree.
that's fair, dude. I suppose that's all right.
Thanks.
Again, keep in mind this is a nostalgia thing for me. Bernard Berrien.
Oh, you
Great pick.
bastard.
Phenomenal pick.
Did
You learn a lot of respect around here with a pick like that.
Oh, that got me.
did one of you say Alshon already, or did you skip that?
No,
it's
we're not picking him.
Why is that?
Let's all take him.
He
I
needs to be on the board.
If I could pick somebody else, if you don't want me to pick him, dude, I get it.
No, take it.
All right, Alshon Jeffrey.
Dude, you suck.
You mad, dude?
Yeah, kinda.
I don't get why you're so bothered. I mean, he was a great Bears receiver.
Did they trade him or did they just let him go? I don't even
I
remember.
thought they just let him walk.
Just pick Kendall Wright and move on, dude.
I remember him.
All right, I'm gonna go. I mean, this is a throwback, but
I'm gonna go Willie Gault.
Oh, you're going in the Wayback Machine.
World class speed.
I'm trying to think of players that I've at least seen.
All right, if you want another one, I'll say Des White.
How about who's Des White?
You don't remember him?
More like Kevin White. Yeah, no, who's Des White?
I know he wore number 80, and he played for the Bears in like the early to mid 2000s.
Des White. Hold on, let me look him up before I give you my last pick. Yeah, no, I don't remember. Oh, number 80.
told you.
Yeah, I
Nailed
mean, I
it.
still don't know who he is, but my last pick, I'm gonna go Sam Hurd.
Oh,
Just because
wow.
that guy got arrested for drug trafficking.
Mic drop.
Sam Hurd, best one yet.